okay. It's okay to lean against someone sometime.
Come up. Your legs are strong, and in balance they will carry you on.
I am not alone in this space.
As I walk, I hear my steps like stones and like feathers. I'm not leaving. I'm here. We're walking together.
In addition to being inspired by your writings and the creativity and the metaphors that are embedded in them, each one just gorgeous piece of artworks, really. The other thing that occurs to me is that these pieces needed the movement exploration in the dance to be birthed. And that continues to fascinate me. I mean, can you imagine having written this piece cold? You know, so in a sense, I'm reminded of movement and dance as the mother who births these other arts, and also who births these life art metaphors for us. I mean, we can think about all kinds of things in our lives, and we can talk about all kinds of things in our lives, or remain silent about them. But as we cross over the threshold of the studio, we're crossing into an altered space where we can be with all of the material in our lives in an embodied way, in our bodies. And when we're talking about being in our bodies, we're not only talking in our work of a physical event. We're talking of an emotional event. We're talking of an event of sensation, which is filled with feelings. We're talking about an imaginary event, an event which evokes imagination. And through that interplay, it's as if everything becomes possible. We can dance and make art out of the most difficult of circumstances, and we can enter into the most challenging of themes, and we can do so in a way that feels authentic. And what I mean by authentic is that it is absolutely connected with the reality of our lives. You know, so to use imagination in a way that more potently connects us with reality, that's a fascinating possibility. And to bring the fullness of our bodies along with us into this kind of an encounter, expression, creative production. But that's something very important, that we don't just bring one part of ourselves, one aspect, the thinking mind only, for example, but the wholeness of who we are on all levels, physical, emotional, mental. And in that way, we do, in a sense, connect with the spirit of, you know, the spirit of our own souls, the spirit of place, the spirit of breath, the spirit of creativity itself, and the spirit of community, you know, which is very encouraging and it's elevating, and yet it's grounded in, if you will, the earth of what's important to each of us in our daily lives. So it's a way of making art, yeah, it's a way of reigniting ourselves as creative beings, which is, I think, what gets us through life ultimately. To experience ourselves as creative in our lives. Even in the face often of the greatest challenges. Even more importantly, that in the face of challenges that we have a way to feel creative. So this sense of the way in which the living arts can elevate us while keeping us firmly rooted in the real soil of our lives. Because the work allows us to do archaeological dig in our history and to reshape our history in terms of how we're living now and how we can both make confrontations but also make transformations with our real life So I welcome the opportunity to cross over into the studio for that reason, because it reignites my spirit. And it gives me a place that is a refuge that doesn't remove me from my life, but resituates me right in the middle of my life in a new way. Okay, you ready?